Robert Macfarlane, when reflecting on mountains, and particularly climbing mountains, talks about the fear, the risk, and that's what brings the excitement to the experience of mountain climbing. And again, that's something that I still struggle with a little bit. This understanding that we never feel so alive as when we nearly die. The kind of understanding that Nietzsche, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so that as long as you're surviving the experience, it's going to be a good experience. I still struggle with the idea of putting yourself in danger or putting other people in danger to come and help you when that comes down to it. But clearly, mountains have been good places and bad places throughout history. Exploring mountains has become more about finding that work-life balance, which is what I'm, again, looking to explore while I'm out here. How do we find that balance? And as people have become wealthier over the last 100 years, the opportunities of doing that have become easier. The movement around the planet has become easier. The opportunities to explore harder mountains has become easier for the more average person. So it is about trying to find what that balance of life is, to find the beauty that you can find in creation in mountains when you're out there. But I think ultimately it's not about putting yourself in danger. Skiing has an element of risk about it always, but when we're skiing, we're trying to control that risk at all times. We're wanting to be in control of our speed, to be able to stop at any moment. There is always the element of risk, and you're always going to find the possibility of catching an edge, but ultimately you want to be able to be balanced the whole time. It is amazing thinking about mountains and the way that I have in the reading that I've been doing at the moment, that actually they just keep cropping up in Scripture all the time. It's absolutely fascinating to see what Scripture, the attitudes that Scripture has to mountains, and that we as human beings, I guess, have had to mountains over the ages. Often mountains are seen to be the places where you either meet God or you go there to worship other gods. Moses meets God on Mount Sinai. We hear about Abraham taking Isaac up into the mountains to offer him as a sacrifice. And when we think about Jesus, then actually one of the biggest things that affects our way of life as Christians is the Sermon on the Mount. The Beatitudes speak amazingly about God being present with all people, and not just those most powerful, those that are able to climb to the heights of power, but actually present with the people in their realities of lives. I was reflecting today as I was travelling up in the lift that if we're climbing mountains to get close to God, then we as skiers, what we're trying to do is not climb the mountain, but actually take a lift to the top, and all we want to do really is ski as fast as we can down the mountain. I wonder what that means. But mountains are fantastic things, and they are relative to where you are. There's hills that I've been skiing over the last few weeks. It would be tough to call any of them mountains, and yet at the same time there are great opportunities to spend time with God out in nature, great opportunities to exercise, and they feel like mountains. They feel like you're getting closer to God as you climb to the top.